Hello. Good evening, guys. We're just waiting for the numbers to kind of creep up again, so bear with us just for a few moments. Just want to make sure everyone's in and set and ready, and then we'll kind of talk you through kind of what's going on. I know some of you guys have done this before, but I know there's quite a few new guys as well, so we'll just hang fire. But hope you guys have a good day. And
I'm hungry tonight. I'm looking forward to this. It'll be good.
Yeah, refreshments in hand.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, what was that?
A good one.
Wobbly sound that.
Wobbly.
That'll be me coming home.
I don't know if that's a good or a bad start.
Yeah.
Oh, this chair's a bit wobbly as well, actually.
Not food.
Okie dokie. Yeah, I think we're kind of getting up there, guys. So, welcome along to another Whiskey and Donuts, guys. My name's Matt. I'm the owner here at the Malt Room. This is Nicole.
Yep. Hello. I'm the owner of Perk Doughnuts.
So, together we've come together and put together a wee whiskey and donut tasting for you. So, I know, like as I said earlier, a lot of you guys have maybe done this before, but I know there's some new people too as well. So, I think the first thing we should do is actually talk about the idea. So, where this kind of whiskey and donuts came from. So, last year.
Yeah, last year. May, I think.
Last May, at the Spirit of Speyside Festival, which is a great festival held down in Speyside. They have loads of different kind of events going on. And we were contacted by a couple called Johnny and Erica, who have a great Instagram account over in California, who basically they've got a real passion for donuts and a real passion for whiskey. And
for fun, just thought they'd start up an Instagram with photos of whiskeys and donuts that work together.
Yeah, and it's one of the best Instagrams. It's one of my favorites. Favorites and least favorite, because every time you see it, you're like, that looks great. And I really want to have that. And it's like the time difference makes it like 9 a.m. in the morning for us over here. So yeah, very distracting, but in a good way. So yeah, they contacted you actually.
And sort of obviously with Spirit of Speyside, they were flying over and they wanted to do some sort of tasting for the first time over here. And I got in touch with us at Perk and was like, would you be up for doing donuts? And I've followed the account on Instagram for ages, and I honestly felt like it was Johnny Depp getting in touch with me. I was like,
came running through here. So for people who don't know, Nicole actually used to work in the bar, so knows her whiskey too. And is actually set up next door. So came running through and told me, and I said, I am definitely coming on that trip. So we went down and met them and had a really good couple of days in Speyside and held a couple of tastings kind of like this. So the idea has definitely came from those guys. And we've kind of replicated it during lockdown, keeping ourselves busy, bringing whiskey and some bit of fun to you guys as well.
It's a good chance for us to like experiment with donuts as well and find out things that are good and don't work. And
that's it. So we love your feedback as well. So please just, we can kind of see the comment feed on Facebook down the right-hand side of our screen. So if you've got any questions or anything throughout the whole thing, just write them in and we'll try and answer them, or we'll try and have some fun with it. But the key thing with this tasting is that whiskey can sometimes be a bit too serious for my liking. And you just can't be too serious when you're having whiskey and donuts. So it's a bit of fun. I will tell you a little bit about the distilleries, a little bit about the whiskey. If you've got any questions, fire them my way. I'll try and answer them. Sometimes I get too geeky where I'll get a little kick under the table to just move on. And then, Nicole can tell us about the wonderful donut she's kind of been making for us. So
I think one of the fun parts as well about this is that, this is pairings that we put together, but sometimes they work, sometimes they don't, which is interesting, different palettes and everything. But if there's one that you've tasted and you've mixed and matched like halfway through towards the end, let us know, and then we can tell the group and everyone can try them as well.
Yeah, great. So, I'm just going to get a wee bit more comfy. There we go. Just got to get right. So I know we posted some out across the UK, so hopefully you guys got all those. We've not had any feedbacks and you hadn't, so fingers crossed they're all with you guys. So just before we start, I think it's really important to go through the order, because I know sometimes the donuts can maybe move around a little bit in the box or something. So just to make sure everyone's got the right order. So when you're looking, I think if you're looking left to right from what you're seeing on the screen, dram number 1 should be, as you're looking at it, furthest on the left, and that's paired up with the one with white icing. Dram number 2 is the one with the little white icing with little red bits on top. I know you keep this bit every week.
Plain man's explanation.
This bit every week is a bit weird because I'm kind of describing them in the most stupid way, because Nicole's going to tell you all about them, so I don't want to spoil the surprise of what they are. Number 3 is the one with the orange kind of biscuity crumbs. Number 4 is the one with sugar, and number 5 is the one with dark chocolate.
Yep.
Cool.
Yep, that works.
Great. Okay. So yeah, as I say, we're going to go through them. Feel free to leave a little bit as well. We normally make this about an hour long. Just depends how it flows. But feel free. Don't maybe eat the whole donut and the whole dram at the same time. We like to mix and match, make a little bit of a cocktail at the end, and basically just have some fun with it. And if you've found any pairings along the way that really, really work, let us know, and we can have some fun, because 5 drams and 5 whole donuts in an hour is maybe quite a lot,
even for me,
even for you. Yeah. Okay, so I think we're ready to rock and roll.
I'm excited to see what this first whiskey is.
Whiskey, yeah. So okay, guys. So whiskey number 1 is one I'm sure if you're a whiskey fan you will recognise. So this is Glenmorangie, the original, 10 years old. A really kind of popular dram, one that I think if you're new to whiskey, you will have probably been given before. Quite local to us here. It's about 35 miles north here in a place called Tain. We're based in Inverness in the Highlands, so Highland style whiskey. It's about 35 miles north. And it's a really interesting distillery, actually. It's probably one of the most beautiful as well. Just as soon as you drive in, you just think, this is nice. Mm-hmm. Some distilleries you go into and you know they're more working distilleries and they're pumping out liquid. Glenmorangie is very much the more premium style.
Show home.
Yeah. Owned by LMV8, Louis Vuitton Moet Hennessy. So they also own Ardbeg as well. So quite a diverse portfolio, really. Yeah. Shoes, handbags, smoky whiskey, and Highland whiskey.
Yeah.
I mean, works for them, I think. Yeah.
That's like the husband and wife of a company, isn't it?
Yeah, totally. Yeah. You can't buy those shoes. You can't buy that whiskey.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Balls.
Yeah. So, I think the key thing with Glenmorangie, the thing that impresses me most about them is Bill Lumsden. He is their main man. He's a scientist, really, who got into the whiskey world. I have his official title written down here. I'm going to read it out to you because I don't want to do it injustice.
Go on, this will be your last.
So, his official title is Director of Distilling, Whiskey Creation and Whiskey Stocks. And he has a degree in biochemistry from Glasgow, a PhD in microbial physiology and fermentation science. There we go. I was dreading that all day. But yeah, extremely, extremely intelligent individual. And he is master distiller at Glenmorangie, or the title I just said there. His history in whiskey was quite interesting. He basically studied at uni and he went to a party when he was 24. And this is his kind of eureka moment in whiskey. And he kind of half knew the host, and the host gave him a dram. And, being 24 and Scottish, he'd had whiskey before, but he'd never had a whiskey that he actually enjoyed. I think that's pretty true for a lot of people, actually. Yeah. I'm definitely fallen into that category where you get given a lot of whiskey when you're younger. You pretend to like it, whether that be a wedding, a funeral, New Year, whatever it is. There's always whiskey going around, and you pretend to like it, but you actually don't. Yeah. So he had Glenmorangie 10, and that for him was when he knew he wanted to work in whiskey. Okay. He started there in 1995, 96, I think it was. Let's have a look. 1995, and he is really passionate about the 10-year-old. A lot of people think the Glenmorangie original 10-year-old is sort of their core range or entry-level whiskey. He doesn't view it like that. He says that is the standard that every Glenmorangie needs to be at. So, he says everything is built from that. And his main thing... Oh, sorry, one more thing. I know I'm going to talk about donut. I'm geeking out here.
I know.
The thing he is most famous for is wood finishing. So, wine casks, rum casks, all that. He was kind of the pioneer for that in the whiskey world. So he was deciding, we will move this whiskey to a different cask and finish it. And how does the wood sort of interact with the whiskey? So there's loads of different really interesting cask releases from Glenmorangie. But yeah, this as a dram is great.
I have a question.
Go for it. Yeah.
Now, having worked in the bar, we've heard a lot of times it's Glenmorangie.
Yeah.
Or Glenmorangie.
Glenmorangie or Glenmorangie.
Or Glenmorangie.
Yeah, we've heard lots of ones.
Glenmorangie.
Yeah, totally. No, good question.
Yep.
And one that I got wrong for years because my dad actually enjoys Glenmorangie, but he always called it Glenmorangie. And I actually think Glenmorangie sounds better. I know it sounds a bit like, I shouldn't really say that, but it sounds more Scottish. Like, I'm going to have a dram of Glenmorangie. but actually, totally, yeah. Have Flower of Scotland in the background, the whole lot. But actually, they say Glenmorangie. So the easy way to remember it is their branding is all pretty much orange. So just think of orange and then Glenmorangie. We have seen many pub debates about that, but Glenmorangie is the way to say it. So in terms of the dram, super light, super fresh. It's all first and second fill American white oak. As I say, orange is a tasting note in there as well. Light, citrusy, easygoing, cracking dram to start the night.
Great. So the first donut, we've just decided to keep it super easy. There's no filling on the inside, but it is a peach and lemon top. So kind of citrusy, and peaches bring that kind of sweetness. And yeah, I thought it might be quite a nice little pairing there. So
cheers. Sanjiva.
Glenmorangie.
Summer's day donut. Yeah. But another fun thing. Let me have some whiskey first.
Don't speak with my full, you know.
I know. You don't think there's anyone here, and you're just having a chat, and then you realize we're actually hosting, so I need to have my manners.
And you just spoke the whole way through that there with your mouth full. Can't keep your mind, nothing.
We're calling each other in dram one. Tonight's going to be fun, right? I think that goes well, actually.
Yes, nice. I think the first one's super light. Flavors in the donut aren't too overpowering. But I feel like it goes well.
Goes well, yeah. So Glenmorangie are one of the reasons for their spirit being so light and fruity is they've actually got the tallest stills in Scotland. So this is the thing that really I think is quite funny is that they reference a fully grown male giraffe as your reference point. So their stills are the same size as a fully grown male giraffe. And I'm like, great.
Have I ever seen
it? Nope, I haven't. Not like, oh, they're 5 stories high or they're the height of 10 cars or whatever. No, a fully grown giraffe. Like, okay. And, in the shop, they've got little giraffe-like things for your golf clubs and all this sort of stuff. But all joking aside, what that actually means in terms of the whiskey production is that only the most kind of light and fruity sort of vapors will rise out of the still. So if you imagine like a giant kettle, and what's happening is you're basically boiling this liquid, and it's going to try to rise up, and then it wants to fall over the kind of line arm. So the higher it's got to go, and the more copper contact it's going to have. It basically copper contact sort of strips out the bad parts and adds kind of fruity esters. So the more it kind of touches as it goes up, lighter and fruitier. So I think that's why it's quite a good start. Yeah, I think.
Yeah, it's quite a nice, easy first of the evening dram, isn't it? Yeah. It's not typically something I would choose to drink, like coming into the bar, but I like it. It's, you know.
I think as like sort of an intro whiskey to people, or a very just unoffensive whiskey, I think it's, as I say, I can see why Bill Lumsden had that moment with it and thought, I actually enjoy that rather than just wincing your way through it. It's really well made stuff.
Great.
Cool.
I like that. Good.
And now, dram number 2. Yeah, this is a favorite.
I'm actually excited about this one.
This is a favorite in the bar. Okie dokie. So, dram number 2, guys. We are going to Speyside. So this is Glenlivet 15. So Glenlivet are one of the kind of biggest producers in Scotland. I was going to look into the history about this, and I didn't know this actually till today, and I probably should have. But on every bottle, they've got like a thing to a guy called George Smith. So he was the founder in 1824 of Glenlivet. And what's important about 1824 is that he was actually the first legal distillery in Speyside. So in 1823, there was a thing called the Excise Act, which basically there was loads of illicit stills around Scotland, people producing whiskey left, right and centre, and it was completely illegal. But it was just a way of making money to support the sort of farming industry and just sort of a poor standard of life, really. Like making whiskey kind of was a way of surviving. And what they kind of realised, the government realised, was that this is going to happen regardless. So why don't we put in an act and actually tax it? Right. So I think it was the Duke of Gordon who owned the land that George Smith kind of leased off him. He was a real advocate for this Excise Act. And George was the first guy to take out a license to actually legally make whiskey, which didn't go down very well with the whiskey smugglers. In the area, there was about 200 illicit stills at the time, and they were fuming because they thought, their thinking was that if no one takes on a license, then it's irrelevant. It doesn't mean anything. Like, things will carry on as is. But he actually thought, no, I want to take on a license and do this properly and try and make a living out of it. So took it on. Yeah. So there was threats of burning his distillery with him inside it.
Wow.
And the Duke actually gave him a set of pistols to protect himself. Yeah, and they are still in Glenlivet Distillery today. So
that's cool.
Yeah, there's loads of history about whiskey, and sometimes it gets a bit boring, and distilleries have gone through so many changes and ups and downs and things. But I thought that was quite a nice little story of actually.
Yeah,
it's quite
personal, you know?
Yeah, and it's quite an important one actually, because the first legal distillery in Speyside, now there's so many down there. So
what is this for?
This one, so yeah, this is the 15 French oak. So Limousin oak from France, northeast.
Is that French? Is it?
I try not to say limousine because I thought it looks like limousine, but I tried to do my best French, limousin or limousine. I'll probably be corrected on that, no doubt. But yeah, classic French oak. And this oak comes from sort of northeast Bordeaux, which is kind of really fancy winemaking territory. These casks are actually primarily made for cognac. Glenlivet's owned by Pernod Ricard, who are a French company, and they have loads and loads of cognac brands under their sort of parent holding. So that's how they've got access to these sort of casks, because having a French oak of that quality as part of your core range is actually really, really impressive. And the only way they're getting those casks is because they buy a lot of them for their cognac. So yeah, in terms of flavor profile, fruit and nut comes to mind when I try this, and there's like a real sort of oakiness that comes from it. I actually think this is a great dram. We use this a lot in the bar. We've got a tasting flight called Tour de Scotland, which is basically 3 drams from around Scotland that all have a French influence. See what we did there?
Of course, yeah. Tour de Scotland.
In a very French.
It's so religion.
Tour de Scotland. What's the connection? Scotland and France.
Tour de.
Yeah.
And then for the donut, we've gone with our granny's jam. So it's a raspberry jam on the inside, a wee vanilla glaze, and then we've got some dehydrated berries on the top, which is like quite concentrated berries. So it should bring out sort of sweetness, like you're saying, it's oaky, kind of jammy, berries, that type of thing. So that's why we went with a wee bit of jam in this one.
Nice.
And you can't beat granny's jam. It's just great.
It's classic donut.
Yeah. Berries is just it's one of those flavors that just goes with a lot, you know.
So what jam is it? Sorry, it's the
Granny's raspberry.
Oh, the raspberry one.
Yeah.
Great. It's my favorite.
Raspberry. Just blew my donut there. That was hot. I thought I'd call myself on that in case any of you saw me.
Oh, I'm glad you did. Trevor South, that is immense. Good. Glad you're enjoying it, Trevor. Yeah, the thing with jam and a donut for me, just a winner, isn't it? It is a winner.
That's where it all begins, isn't it? Well, for me, it's where the journey of the love of donuts started. Was a jam donut. It was the best thing ever. Used to buy the Tesco packs of 5 jam donuts and scoff them all.
Yeah.
Eventually, you think, I feel like I can make one that's better than this.
Yeah.
I'm quite happy with that pairing. I think it goes quite well. Let us know what you think of the pairing. If it works for you, doesn't work for you, let us know.
Should you pay your grand some money for a recipe? No?
No.
Not even like a royalty per donut?
Well, you know, she comes in for a classic donut on a Monday. I don't charge her.
You don't charge her?
You know.
No.
Wee granny, you know. She deserves a wee treat now and again.
Well, times are tough. Hear that till ringing. I'm kidding.
We got a granny hating treat.
I know. That's not something to say, is it? No, I take that back.
This guy. How do you treat your granny?
Very well. My gran does the flowers in the bar every Thursday. So if the grands are watching, hello, grands.
Yeah.
I think she is actually watching, so she'll be chuffed with that wee shout out.
I know.
She's actually been growing thistles in her garden.
For here.
Because we have thistles on all the tables, and we normally buy them from the flower shop down the road. But think Gran's been growing them and they've been flowering this year. So
nice.
That'll be great this year with all the tourists. They'll love that, seeing all these
I
thistles.
hope she charges you for her thistles.
She does that? No. I'm kidding.
Yeah, no, that was a good pair. I feel like
Nice. Cool. Okay, so that was whiskey number 2.
I want to eat more of that donut.
No, I think
Save it.
I've been looking forward to this one all day, actually. I think this, for me, is going to be
The next one.
hard to beat. Yeah. Okay, guys. So whiskey number 3. This here. So this...
Spaniard.
The Spaniard. The story of the Spaniard. So I don't think the camera really does this justice of how great the bottle design is. This is Compass Box. So...
we'll put a photo of it on later.
Yeah, we'll put some photos up. I know some of you guys have done quite a few of these and we featured Compass Box quite a lot, but for a good reason. We really like them. I think what we're trying to do here and kind of change the way whiskey's drunk and thought about and have some fun with it. Compass Box are kind of all about that. So they were set up in 2001 by a guy called John Glaser. He was ex-marketing director at Johnnie Walker. So basically, Johnnie Walker produced blends by the millions and millions of cases. Everyone's heard of them, and they kind of get a bit of an inferior reputation, blends. People think, oh, blends are okay, but single malts are better. That's not always the case. And John was kind of the pioneer for that and saying, look, it's not always about it's a blend or a single malt. There's rubbish single malts and there's rubbish blends, but if you blend together some really great whiskey, you can get something really interesting.
Blend,
yeah, totally. So the story of the Spaniard is a really cracking dram. Their bottle design is done by a company called Stranger and Stranger, and I think they're probably the top of the pack when it comes to bottle design. Every single one of them just looks absolutely stunning. Yeah, story of the Spaniard. So John Glaser was in the south of Spain, and he was going around basically little tiny little local bars. And this is where I think I kind of relate to him as well, because he was on holiday.
You like bars.
I like bars, and I like just going into random bars, and especially little local bars. Like I don't want to go to Weatherspoons in London. I want to go to like the wee corner pub where old Jim drinks and get the stories from old Jim. You know, like that's where I want to go. So I think John's kind of obviously was on that kind of path as well and was going around all the little local places. And just off the cuff, an old guy started telling them all about the sort of tradition of sherry and how sherry was made. And in the south of Spain, you know, how sherry is a big part of their culture. And years later, when John got into whiskey, he noticed that the sherry influence and the connection kind of came back around again. So sherry cask whiskey is, you know, most people's favorite, I would say. And he kind of remembered that story of where he was in Spain. So this is a sort of tribute to that story where him and his friend were kind of traveling around the south of Spain. Now, when we're talking about blends, Compass Box often get in trouble because they do things a little bit differently. Sometimes they put staves on the inside of casks, and the Scotch Whisky Association get upset about them. But they're just trying to create flavour and do things differently. And yeah, as I say, I'm a big fan of them. So this, for example, if you think of Johnnie Walker and you buy a bottle, it's a premium blend, for example, but you don't know what's in it. You know, you know there's X, Y, and Z of maybe something.
Blended what?
Blended what? You know, how much of it's grain, how much is it malt. And it's all about transparency. And like, I don't see why we can't know what you're paying for and what you're buying. So Compass Box on their website will tell you exactly what goes into their whiskey. So the story of the Spaniard, normally I can remember the 2 or 3 malts they use, but this is actually pretty special. So I've actually got this written down, so I don't want to ruin this. So let me tell you what we're about to drink.
I'm excited about this.
Okay, so story of the Spaniard is made up of 40% first fill sherry Aberlour, 25% Spanish red wine cask Tierninich, 15% custom French oak casks, which is a Highland blend, so a blend within a blend. And the blend is made up of Clynelish, Tierninich, and Dalhuin. 8% refill sherry Deanston, 7% refill Hogsheads Deanston, and 5% recharred barrels of Glenelgan. So
wow, that is a mix.
Yeah, so this is blending to the next level, you know. So yeah, cheers. Yeah, it's That was a good one.
It's a good sign.
Yeah, this is when people say blends are crap. Give them something like this, and then we'll have the conversation after that.
Well, to go with this, oh god, that's good. I like that. The donut we went for was one of the most popular donuts we have in Perk, and we brought it on the menu, I think about month 2 of us opening. And it basically has never left. We've changed the menu every month, and it stayed. So it's a Biscoff filling on the inside. We do like kind of whip it with a few things. So it's a Biscoff cream on the inside, and then we've got the crumbs and chocolate on the top. So Biscoff's kind of cinnamony, quite rich.
Yeah, I think
Whisky. Yeah, it's just like
this is my favorite donut. I think.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of people's favorite donut.
I think it's up there with one you've ever done. Oh, the classic granny jam.
Yeah.
I can't see past that, but
like the blueberry jam.
The blueberry and ginger one is good.
Yeah.
But this is the best seller next door by a long way.
Country mile. I mean, we actually looked at maybe trying to calculate how many we've sold in the last 2 years, but it's thousands, like easy thousands of thousands. So, cheers, everyone. Let us know what you think.
Ah, great. Fiona Christie. And this is what I love. So, always hated blended whiskey, but last week loved Transistor and now the Spaniard. So that's great. And this is all about changing people's just mindset on blends. I think you can pick Spaniard up for maybe 50 to 60 pounds a bottle. But you see when the makeup of it there, it's great. And even if you've got friends around who are big whiskey fans and you just want to challenge them a little bit and say, look, okay, so what do you like? Well, I like Kleinleach, I like Daluane, I like these single malts. Well, this is kind of like a harmonious kind of thing with a lovely story. And I think Compass Box is what I like. So they've termed a new word called whiskey maker, which I think is a great word. So, it's not master distiller or master blender, whiskey maker. So they make whiskey that works. I've been lucky enough to go down to Chiswick in their sort of tasting room. Or kind of it's their office headquarters, and my sister lives in Chiswick, and we managed a couple of years ago to go down, and it's just like a mad science lab of like just sample bottles everywhere and little mixing stuff, and how they come up with stuff like this, I don't know, but so I've tried to make my own blend many times, and I'll probably try again.
Most of the time when you probably had too much to drink, and you think,
how hard can it be?
Make this.
Yeah, I mean, this will go with this and this. So I will do one tonight. I will mix one up. Yet to have a good one, I don't think.
Yeah.
Well, no, I've had a few good ones, but not ones that I'd be like, oh, people would buy that.
Yeah.
It's ones I'm like, I can drink that.
I can drink that. Yeah.
I think
probably at that point you'll drink anything though. That's the issue, isn't it?
You're giving me a bad vibe here.
I just had a bite of this first, and then the whiskey actually goes really nice. I think you should do that. Yeah. So I think people are liking the combination. It's great. The Biscoff donut is too small.
It's too small.
Well, we sell full-size donuts in the shop, so you can grab one.
Okay.
Oh, good. No, I like this. This is maybe my favourite blend so far, actually.
Yeah, it's my favourite of theirs. So the region of Spain, I couldn't quite remember theirs. Andalusia, which is like a really southern part of Spain, which is where they were on their sort of adventure, and famous for like really good heritage down here actually, and famous for two of my favorite things that I can do neither but think I would like to try one day: flamenco and the bull thing with not bull racing. What's it called? Bull charging.
Is it not
thing.
flamenco?
Flamenco. What did I say?
Flamenco.
That's Brazil. Is that a bird or Brazilian?
It's a bird. What was a flamingo?
Should have just left it with the Compass Box story.
Watching you do the flamenco would be brilliant.
Is that one?
I'll pay.
Is that salsa or is that the?
I'm not even sure, but it's not flamenco.
Well.
Oh,
and the bull thing, I say I like it. I don't actually. It's pretty brutal, isn't it? Yeah, I'm not a fan actually, but.
We'll just send you into the pen wearing all red and you can run about.
Run about with a bottle of whiskey behind the thing.
Oh my god.
Great. So I've tried that donut now, so I'm going to have a wee sip of this and then.
Yeah, it's quite nice. I'm almost finished this whiskey. I'm really enjoying that.
Donut is the best one I've ever had. The biscuit donut is as well. Yeah, great. Yeah, never tried Spaniard before. Impressed. Comes to box. Virginity broken.
Oh.
Fraser, I think you should try bull racing. Oh, I'm so tempted to tell a story about someone falling over a table in the bar, but I'll maybe just resist. Yeah.
Oh dear. Well,
ready for number 4?
I think so. I'm really savouring that third one. I think that's the best pairing for me so far, actually.
Yeah, me too.
I'm really like tasting both in my mouth. It's quite nice.
I think that's when you know it's good, when you actually like right now we're kind of not really even talking about anything useful. On it, We're just kind of actually just having a dram and like we've got stuff to do, but I can wait a second. Cheers, everyone. Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah, big fan of that.
I like that. Putting the kind of norm on its head and being like, this could be great too, you know?
This could be good. And I think we're going to continue that theme actually on to number 4.
Yeah.
So you guys, last week we did a whiskey with Jodie from Monkey Shoulder, and I think it was actually a lot of people's favourite. Similar kind of idea, just kind of testing the boundaries a little bit. So during that conversation, I asked about Smoky Monkey. So Smoky Monkey was, I won't go into too much detail, but basically we've got Jodie back to kind of have another wee chat with us, and they very kindly sent us some Smoky Monkey and sent you guys some Smoky Monkey. So let me just swap the bottle over, and then I will quickly introduce Jodie to you guys properly. So here we go. I'll let you show that while I do my little tech thing.
Tech moment.
Yep.
We're missing John tonight, so we're teching ourselves. So this is a Monkey Shoulder bottle here. Smoky Monkey. Much darker bottle than the regular Monkey Shoulder as well. Hello, Jodie.
How you doing?
Hello.
It's been a while.
How you doing?
Yeah, not bad. So two things. First off, the wife's going back up north to visit her family. So after tasting the Biscoff donut, she's making a beeline for Perk. She's headed for a stack of donuts.
Oh, great. Fantastic. When's she coming up?
I think it's going to be, Monday. There you go. Monday for a couple of days.
Oh, great. Well, Monday. Well, let me know. We're not open Monday, but I can make an exception for you.
She'll come through on Tuesday.
So thanks again for joining us, Jodie. I'll just give you a quick intro to the guys who haven't met you before. So Jodie is kind of the brand ambassador for Monkey Shoulder, which we had on last week. And as I said, we had a wee conversation about Smoky Monkey, which I'd heard about in the bar. And Jodie has a bar himself down in Edinburgh. And it was only released to 10 bars across the UK. And I've been struggling to get my hands on it for ages, actually. And we kind of just chatted about it last week. And after the kind of success of Monkey Shoulder last week, and it was actually my mum's 60th yesterday. Happy birthday, Mum.
Happy birthday, June.
And my dad came round to the house and he had a bottle of Monkey Shoulder. So he was super impressed by it. So I think everyone really liked it. So we kind of led on from that and said, we'd love to do Smoky Monkey if you guys can make it work. So you guys have made it work. So
thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much. And feel free to tell us about kind of Monkey Shoulder, where it came from, what the sort of the idea behind it is.
Yeah, I mean, so Monkey sort of came about from really a desire to pull whiskey away from the whole, it's only good if it's single malt, blends are bad, anything that is, not even a blend is disgusting. Yeah. So like you like some single grain or, that type of idea. Yeah. But the sort of fact is that whiskey used to be that, the best whiskey was always a blend of different whiskeys. Like you mentioned Johnny Walker, we've got, the absolutely fantastic drams that Compass Box are coming out with. Like it just goes to show that mixing things is always good. And what a lot of people don't realize is that single malts are, yes, they are from one distillery, but they're often a blend of drams from that distillery. So that's where Monkey sort of came about in 2005. Smoky Monkey actually only came about 2017, and that was essentially like it was always a whiskey that was aimed at bartenders to give their customers basically like the gateway drug, as I keep saying. You know what I mean? We've all done that thing at weddings where an uncle or an aunt or whatever has handed us our first dram and we've gone, oh yes, it's fantastic, when you've just not really loved it. Whereas Monkey Shoulder's taken basically the best of all worlds. You can have it as a dram or you can mix it and it's absolutely banging. So we did that, and then like bartenders tend to call for a smoky whiskey, and a lot of people find it hard. I mean, I'm definitely one of them. As I said, on Father's Day, I find it hard. I used to find it hard, to enjoy smoky whiskey. The first one I ever remember is my dad cracking the Lefroy quarter cask that we had for Father's Day, and I just put clean up whiskey full stop, because in my head that's all we had. Like, that was whiskey for me. So this is the same style of whiskey. This is a blend of 3 Speyside malts, but with one addition, which is a Highland peat single malt. So still a blended malt. I can't tell you what the 4th malt is. But
I missed that too.
I missed it.
It kind of broke up a little bit. I kind of wanted to hear what that was. Me too.
Ailsa.
Oh,
got
Here we go.
This is a bit where I post tomorrow saying, well, it's been fantastic working for Monkey Shoulder.
Yeah.
But no, it's one of these things that it's a lot of people find that an Islay peat is too harsh and a little bit too medicinal sometimes in flavor and in the nose for it. So, but Highland peat, a lot of people don't realize that even Speyside, something as light as a Speyside, like Glenfiddich, that was one. Like, they were all peated because that was the easiest, cheapest way to fire the stills and to indeed toast the malt.
Dry the barley, yeah.
So, but like I say, this was 2017, released unfortunately to 10 bars. As a sort of, we kind of want to see how it goes. We're not really sure, and then it was literally just bartenders and bars were ravenous for it. And as a result, we launched it in sort of across the board, general last year.
Nice.
Yeah, because this is only the 2nd or 3rd time I've tried it, and I love it. I think it's really good. I really do. It's, as you say, it's got that smoke, but it's not. Again, it's almost like a bridge into smoky whiskey without being, that crazy Islay kind of medicinal kind of notes, as you were saying. So what donut have we got?
Donut, of course, yeah.
I'm just enjoying it. I'm getting too relaxed, I think.
So donut-wise, we've gone with a mocha ganache. So on the inside, it's like a sort of dark chocolate mocha ganache with a cocoa sugar on the outside. So you get that kind of nice chocolatey fill, a little bit of coffee, a little bit of caffeine in the middle of the night. It's great, and then mixed with the donut.
You know what that's like? That's like a giant coffee revel.
Oh.
Oh,
sweet Jesus.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
No, good. Yeah.
So while you guys are enjoying your donuts, I can wholeheartedly say, looking across the room, my wife, her eyes aren't open. She's just...
Yeah, that for me is great. I love coffee, and Revels are one of those sweets that I think we could actually have an hour-long discussion about a bag of Revels. Because
we're not going to do.
We're not going to do that. If people would like to, I think we could actually get a group discussion, and we all buy.
Everyone has a favourite.
We go to a cash and carry, and we all get boxes of Revels. It's a gateway sweet.
Interesting, you've done the sort of the mocha thing, because a lot of people, when like I handed this to a couple of bartenders before. And they were like, oh yeah, it's fantastic, whatever. They asked for a bottle, which I had one spare, and they gave it to they got like an in-house sort of whiskey fan club that they did. And basically everybody, it smelled like there was a 50-50 split down the room, whether it was coffee was the main note that they got, or frazzles. Which is, it's so weird, but that's the...
Yeah, it's so funny. Like for me, coffee and I think anytime I have coffee or like smoky whiskey, I always use the example of like people who have like an espresso and a cigarette, and like coffee and smoke just works together. I know we're not encouraging smoking and it's all that, but this is kind of a slightly healthier version of a coffee and cigarette. Like it's got that sort of bitterness from the chocolate and then that kind of smoky punch.
Yeah,
I love it.
Yeah, I'm a fan of it too. I like that. Obviously, I'm a big coffee fan. So I'll like coffee and everything. But yeah, and I think it works really well with smoky whiskey.
Yeah, me too.
Definitely.
Me too.
One of my favorite pastimes is barbecue and smoking on the barbecue. So I think I might have to do an event where I host an open tasting, and I'll do a coffee rubbed, pork shoulder or something, smoked barbecue paired with a whiskey.
That would be great.
Nice.
And we will travel for that.
Yeah. I'll bring donuts.
Well, do you know what you should do? You should bring your like the old coffee roast from what are they called?
Oh, the pots.
Yes, like when you pull it through. What's it called when it's been used?
Oh yeah, it's like little coffee biscuits.
No, like when you like make an espresso in a machine.
Yeah.
And then coffee biscuit. Yeah, we're talking about the same thing. Like if you could rub that all over meat, that'd be great. Maybe, I don't know. You guys are like not really. I thought that'd be a great idea, but no.
It totally works. It totally works. In fact, at Kin, but that's how we used to do our espresso-less martinis, because we didn't have a coffee machine. So we'd ask. We had a fantastic coffee roaster just up the road, Artisan Roast, and basically they've got coffee that's just going to go bin, and we're like, we can reuse that and basically use it to pull all the excess flavors and the sweetness now, because all the bitter agents have gone. Make an absolutely banging syrup to put into coffee. So it totally works.
Amazing. Nice.
That's a good idea, yeah.
So I think that's a great combo, and I think thanks for talking us through it, Jody. Jody has also very kindly, I think, put up a few wee prizes. I think. So we like just throwing some prizes randomly into sort of coffee and donuts. It's not coffee and donuts, it's whiskey and donuts. So I've got a list here. Hang on, let's see. So what prizes have we got, Jody?
Okay, so we have everything from your one-off monkey shoulder bright orange socks with cocktail recipes on the bottom.
Oh, amazing!
Amazing, yeah, great.
Has a different recipe. We've got the must-have new season T-shirts: East Side, West Side, Space Side.
Nice.
Great.
We have up for grabs too the iSpoon, the travel bartender spoon.
Oh my god, that's fantastic!
Cool.
And then an absolute UK exclusive. These were only launched in Australia last year. But the trigger jigger. So essentially the world's most accurate dram measure.
Oh, I've heard about this.
Oh, I wish we were in this competition.
I know.
I didn't know there were so many good treats.
These are measured for dram, big dram, and whoop.
Oh, great. Okay, so I think the way we're going to work it is I have a list of sort of everyone who's bought tickets here.
We've numbered you.
We've just numbered everyone, and we've put everyone's number in a very fancy Belgian beer glass. So what prize do you want to go with first?
Well, what we'll do is we'll do a combo. So I think
okay.
First prize will be socks and T-shirt combined.
Okay, so let me just put up here socks.
Can I do the choosing?
You can do the choosing. Yeah.
Well, I hope I pick someone good.
You only have good people.
Yeah, that's it.
I know.
Oh my! Pick someone good.
No, not you. 36.
36 is. Let's have a look. Is Karen Evans.
Karen Evans,
congratulations.
There we go. So I'll put socks plus t-shirt.
Yeah, great.
Have you got different sizes of t-shirt, Brody? Not Brody, Jody. So these whiskies are getting to me.
Both sizes, yeah. So socks are one size fits all. T-shirts, if you just if you get the sizes, I will.
Perfect.
I'll provide the rest.
Perfect, great. So I'll let's have a wee look. So yeah, Karen, if you want to maybe email me from that email I sent out, it's matt@themaltroom.co.uk. With the size you like, I can forward that on to you, Jody, and we can get it sent out to you. Cool. So prize number 2. Did you show number 36?
Oh, I didn't show it.
Just to make sure.
So there's no
doubt.
cheating there.
There's no doubt.
Probably no one can see that. So small.
You know, I would do a lot. I'd bribe for socks.
You
I
would.
I 100% would. Monkey shoulder
He
socks.
charges Granny for thistles. Of course he does.
Look, she charges me.
Yeah, you should definitely be paying the grannies and drams, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, my granny's drams are Baileys. 18. Number 18 is for the next couple.
18.
Sorry, I went right ahead there and just did that.
Yeah.
I was getting excited.
We wouldn't be very good at the lottery, would we? Here's the numbers. Buy your tickets. So
for prize number 2, place number 2,
Mhm.
we'll do the same thing. We'll do the socks. We'll do the t-shirt. We shall do the spoon, and then we'll do the trigger jigger.
nice. Okay, that's a good one.
So
Wow.
this person's getting all 4.
So they're getting all 4.
All 4.
Oh, wow.
Woo!
Okay,
So
nice.
number 18. Who's number 18?
So number 18 is Harry Robertson.
Oh,
So well done, Harry.
Harry's getting a.
Yeah, so I'll just put all 4 for
All
Harry.
4.
Nice.
Nice.
Great. Okay. Nice one.
Congratulations.
Yeah, well done.
And then do you want to do a last really special one?
Oh,
yeah.
This is
Can I put my name in the hat, please?
Go for it.
Yeah.
The last special one.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
What's the special one?
So the last special one will be all 4 that I mentioned before, plus bottle of smoky.
Hey,
Ah,
great.
amazing.
Okay, amazing.
Okay. Do you want to choose the last one?
No, you go for it. You go for it.
Okay.
You go for it.
Ooh. I feel like there's a lot of pressure. Don't be mad if I don't choose you. Oh, okay.
And this will literally be my bottle of smoky as well that I'll send down.
Ah, good. What a legend.
Number 6.
Better show it.
sorry.
Show it.
Number 6. I don't know if anyone can see this.
So number 6 is Christine Gibbs. Well done, Christine.
Gibbs.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
So number
Winging its way to you.
nice.
Amazing. That's amazing. Thanks so much, Jody. That's amazing.
No worries.
And 36. Perfect. I'll make a note of that because I'll forget that in the morning. So yeah, great. So yeah, well, thanks very much, Jody. We weren't expecting such generous prizes. So yeah, thank you very much. And thanks again for talking us through Monkey Shoulder and
joining us.
and joining us. And really appreciate you kind of getting this to us as well. So it's a drama I've kind of been meaning to get my hands on for a long time. And I think the guys back home will be very grateful for trying it too. And it's cracking.
I think I've only actually tried this once before in Edinburgh the festival. Yes, I think it's maybe the only time.
So I'm getting word from my backstage correspondent that in return for donuts, whiskey will be dropped off as well.
Ah, this is a great deal.
You just let me know when you'll be there, and I will be there. No problem at all.
Monday's fine, Tuesday's fine, whatever day you want, we'll be there.
Oh, great.
Amazing. Well, thank you very much. Yeah. Well, cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah. Thank you, and thank you for the prizes, Slange. Cheers.
Cheers, everyone joining us. Congratulations on the winners.
That's well done, guys.
Oh, there's Kirsty Gibbs. That's so awesome.
That's so awesome. Yeah. Amazing.
Fantastic. Great. Thanks, guys.
Nice one. Cheers. Thanks,
so
Jody. Thanks now. Cheers.
Did you put the screen back?
No, he's done it.
There we go.
See,
he knows what he's doing.
He knows what he's doing. He knows
Fantastic.
what he's doing.
Oh, that was great.
That was really good.
That was a really, unexpected little gifting there, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was literally pulled together a wee while before and doing, I've got loads of stuff I can throw in and stuff and do some prizes. So I know.
Oh, here we are.
Now we're talking for you. Yeah.
Maybe I should do the talking on this one.
Do you know?
No,
Go for it.
No.
No, I think you should actually. What do you know about Talsker?
It's very, very good.
Yeah.
I mean, I've tried the 30-year-old.
Yeah.
And it was absolutely amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Sorry,
Yeah.
I'm just gonna let you do the whiskey thing
Yeah.
because I'm just gonna geek out over here.
So, yeah. So we're on to the last dram, guys. Talisker. So you guys would have heard Talisker, I'm sure, if you're whiskey fans. We're big fans of it here. I just love it. I love it all. Talisker 10 is my go-to if I'm out in a bar kind of dram. Talisker 18 if I'm looking for a treat. And I get asked all the time in the bar, what's your favourite dram? What's your favourite dram? And, you know, so much comes into that. You know, it comes your budget, where you are, you know, the moment, who you're with, you know. I've had the, you know, cracking nights on a bottle of, you know, Balvenie 12 that I'll never forget, or, you know, I remember my first night on whiskey and all this, you know, but
I remember my first whiskey.
Well, I don't actually. Very drunk. It didn't end well. But yeah, I think in the bar here, if someone said gun to your head, you have to have 1 dram, Talisker 30 would be what I'd go for. So I've got a real soft spot for Talisker. I've even bought shoes that are branded Talisker.
Yeah, you did that.
Yeah, it's a bit sad. But they're great. If you're looking for the best shoes ever,
they're boots.
They're boots.
Yeah.
They're Oliver Sweeney walking boots with a mortise sole, and they're like really good. But the best thing about them, they've got a hip flask built into the side of them and a compass on the other side.
If you get lost,
because everyone needs a compass and everyone needs a hip flask in their boots. So yeah, that's the story about the boots. But I'll tell you about the whiskey.
Yeah.
So yeah, Talisker 10, cracking dram, one of my go-tos. Made in Skye, used to be the only whiskey distillery on Skye till 2017, and there's now the guys Torvaig who have started up there, which I'm actually looking forward to their stuff coming out. Talisker is owned by Diageo, so you know they produce about 3.5 million litres a year. So it's a lot, but it's not massive. Yeah. It is a lot though. You will see Talisker in most bars. The peat, the barley they use is from here in Inverness at Beers Maltings. No, it's not. No, that's a lie. That's a lie. It's not. It's made from Glenord maltings, not Bears. It's so easy to get. I always get them muddled up. I'm like, actually, Glenord maltings. Glenord has a maltings on site, and Glenord is owned by Diageo, so they get their stuff from Glenord maltings, not Bears. I know. I'm glad I corrected that. I'd be getting stick for that, saying how much I love Talisker and then get it completely wrong. So I think the ppm wise is about 18 to 22 parts per million. So
what does that mean?
So ppm is parts per million. It's basically how basically smoky the barley is effectively. So how many parts per million of the phenols are on the barley. That smoky flavour in whiskey always comes from drying the barley. A lot of people see people toasting casks and think if there's like smoky water running over peated hills, it adds a little bit of flavour, but effectively you're boiling the liquid. So the real flavour comes from drying the barley in terms of if you're talking about smoke and peat. And yeah, 18 to 22 parts per million is kind of in between. It's not a little, it's not a lot. It's not your kind of 30 to 50, which is your sort of Isla kind of level, but parts per million is one of those things. It's just another factor. You know, you say, I like sherry cask whiskey. Well, that's great, but not every sherry cask whiskey tastes the same. If you have 18 parts per million and you have it right at the end, it's not going to be 18 parts per million. But it's a good little kind of reference point. But the thing about Talisker I love, it's just got that coastal kind of element. Yeah, it's a little bit smoky.
I love about it as well. It's the saltiness.
Salty.
You get that in the smell as well. I always get the kind of...
Smells like the seaside.
Yeah, in the nose. I always find that. It's great. You feel like you can close your eyes with this and it'll just take you straight to the seaside. Yeah. We had a perfectly timed seagull going in the background there. That was amazing. I wish you heard that.
So, in terms of geeky kind of facts about Talisker,
I'm going to have to drink this.
Yeah, go for it.
You can keep talking.
So, still one of the only distilleries that use worm tubs. So, instead of modern day condensers where you cool the vapors when they come out of the still, they use worm tubs, which is like a kind of coil, kind of increases copper contact, which adds some more fuller flavour to your whiskey. They also have this little loop at the top of their stills as well. So yeah, it's really weird. So the top of the sort of still, as the vapors go, it kind of loops back round and goes back in. So what that does is again just increases copper contact. So strips out sort of bad parts and add some sort of esters and fruity kind of notes. So an interesting distillery. We've got 2 wash stills, 3 spirit stills. I've never been to Talisker.
Me neither.
Never been.
Oh, I know.
I know.
It was actually on my list for this year, and then 2020 just turned into a bit of a
I know.
bamboozling year.
I know.
But
I don't know why I've not been. I think in summer.
Yeah, Skye
is so expensive to go to because of all the tourists, and don't get me wrong.
And also the distillery is packed as well.
Yeah. I think I'd like to go to Talisker to see it and spend time there.
This is probably the perfect time to go to travel
Totally.
up.
Yeah, totally. We should definitely try and get a trip over there. But yeah, Skye in the summer is just crazy, and then in the winter, I don't know if they're open in the winter or not. I need to actually check that out. But as much as I love Talisker, I definitely need to tick that one off the list.
Yeah, definitely.
So
the donut we've gone for as well for this evening, to match Talisker with that saltiness, we've gone for salted caramel. So it's sweet, salty, and then we've just got a plain chocolate ganache on the top as well. So that should be hopefully quite a nice combination. That'll complement the salt but not too overpowering.
People say there's like a salty note in Talisker. Sometimes you hear tasty notes and you think, oh, that's a little rubbish, but actually, I think there is. Like
you almost feel the drying. You know.
Totally. You're like,
yeah.
So salted caramel
and chocolate ganache. Yeah.
Caramel's good. Good caramel. Made that.
Thank you. Yep, made that. Oh, that's delicious.
Let's try it with a whiskey.
Do you know? I think I probably could have gone with a lighter donut because you get so much salt and big flavor in this. You know. I don't know. What do you think? Let us know what you think of the pairing. Best week ever. Cheers.
No, that works for me. Love that. Yep. Do you know what? I think they've progressively got more to my taste as we've gone through the night.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Least to most favorite.
Almost, yeah. I mean, I think the Spaniard is the curveball for that one.
Yeah, I really like the Spaniard.
I really did have a lot of time for that. I think Smoky Monkey with that combo was also great. And then Talisker I think that's the thing with whiskey. Like, if I tried these blind and didn't actually know what they were, I might have a slightly different thinking about it because I've got such a soft spot already for Talisker. I'm kind of like, in my head,
it's like comfort. It's like I know where I'm going. Like I know what this is. Yeah. I feel like that about Talisker as well. But I just love it. It's amazing.
I think the progression has been good tonight. Actually, I do think that's been.
What's your favorite pairing of the night?
Do you know hard that? I think they've all served a purpose tonight. Actually, I don't think I've got like a.
Rubbish! Come on, you got to choose one.
Fair. The Boris Johnson answer. They've all had a purpose. And nothing went wrong, and everything was okay, and we've done everything right, and there's. To be fair, there's been no fuck ups, which is.
Apart from that,
Sorry.
There we go. Grant is going to give you a round.
I know.
Sorry, Grant.
I almost got through the whole night without swearing.
What about you guys? Any favourite pairings at all?
Kirsty, okay, this looks good. So I feel like the third pairing was the most absolutely slamming delicious.
Ooh.
But number 4 was so good, and it made 2 good things almost magic. And I also have a whole bunch more of the Smoky Monkey. Yay!
That's how
Great.
Amazing.
Yeah, do you know what? The Mocha donut for me was number 1.
You like the Mocha?
I think Mocha and Monkey Shoulder was my favourite pairing.
Yeah. Do you know, the Mocha and Talisker might work well. I'm going to try that as a little
good shout.
mixture.
That is a good shout.
If you guys are chopping and changing, let us know if you want to try a couple of mixtures. What was that, Richard? Either 3 or 5 for him. So Spaniard or Talisker.
Yep. Yeah, that filling in number 4 for me is. Oh man.
Yeah, it's going to have to go on a new menu.
That coffee. That with like an espresso martini with whiskey in it. Like a smoky espresso martini with that.
Maybe when the bar's back home, we could serve that. It's a little. Here's a little mini.
Yeah.
You've heard it first, guys.
Yeah.
What's happening? Monkey and mocha, yep. Disc off. June, Dad's delivery? Question mark.
What's this? Sorry.
Dad's delivery.
Who
You didn't
said
forget
that?
to drop it off to your dad, did you?
Oh, sugar.
Did you forget to drop off your dad's?
Sorry, I did. Oh no.
Oh dear.
Oh, that's so bad. Sorry, Dad.
It's okay. You can watch it back and it's like you're with us.
Do you know there was a spare set as well, and I earmarked that for Dad, and then I went up to Duncan Ireland's and we were taking some photos with all the donuts, and I thought, oh, these are fine. Sorry, I forgot.
We'll get it to you. Don't worry.
Yeah,
They
which
won't go to
actually
waste.
brings me on to what we normally do here is if there's any sort of guys who are on here, so we've got some birthday shout outs. So first of all to my mum, who was 60 yesterday. So happy birthday, Mum.
Cheers, Jane. Happy birthday.
I think we had a good day yesterday, having some drinks in the barbecue, so that was good fun. And also to Denise. It was Denise's birthday.
When?
I think it was maybe it was yesterday as well. That'd be weird. I didn't even put 2 and 2 together. It was this week sometime anyway.
Your
So
mum and Denise, are they in Dennis tonight?
Tony and Denise are, yeah. So Tony and Denise, for those who
fantastic.
don't know, are regulars from the bar here. They live down south, but when they come up here, they're
Good friends of ours.
here all the time. So
Oh well, happy birthday, Denise!
happy birthday, Denise.
Cheers.
And then thank you. So thank you to guys at Compass Box. We've kind of been featuring them a little bit, and this week we got in touch with them, and they helped us out and sent us up some of the story of the Spaniard, which clearly has gone down really well. I'm not surprised. So yeah, thank you to number 3 for those guys.
Lovely.
Thanks to Jodie for coming on again and having a really good insight into Smoky Monkey, and putting up some prizes. I mean,
I know, that was incredible.
That is great. Yeah, I mean,
great.
Those prizes kind of blew us away. So the guys who won them must be absolutely delighted. So thanks, Jodie.
Amazing. Thank you. Thanks to all the drivers today delivering boxes around.
Well, that's where I was going next, and I thought it was me and my dad, and I forgot to give him donuts and whiskey. Oh no!
And Trish too. Thanks,
and Trish as well. Yeah. Oh, she's got her whiskey and donuts. I forgot to give it to my dad. Oh no.
See, this is why I need to be in control of these things.
Yeah, I know. And the guys at Perk. So yeah, thank you to Nicole
and my sister as well. She's helped me. So that's great.
So you guys are. I know we've enjoyed our donuts anyway. They're an absolute work of art. So thank you for making those.
No worries at all. I'm just glad everyone's enjoying them.
Yeah, and thank you to you guys as always. So you guys have continued to support this event. So
and we've had so much fun doing this. Honestly, it's a good laugh and we enjoy ourselves and get a bit loose.
Yeah, totally. And it just gets a bit off piece, which is nice. And the idea is that you guys kind of hopefully are feeling like you're kind of having a wee night out and on with us at the bar. That's going to come soon, I think. Up here in Scotland anyway, the 15th of July has been mentioned. Just for the guys who are local here, we are not opening on the 15th of July. We just don't think it's the right time for us to open. We're quite a small little bar here. The 2 meter thing and the 1 meter thing just doesn't really work for us here.
Yeah.
I also think that there's going to be quite a lot of problems actually when it opens up. I really do. I think people are going to go a bit crazy.
Teething issues, trying to figure out.
Like we've got one bathroom in here, and we want to make it as safe as possible for the staff, and we want to make it as safe as possible for you guys. So we do have our new tasting room, which is going to be open. The plan was to have private tastings there, but what we've discussed about doing is for you guys coming out, we're going to open that up to like a reservation system. So you will have the complete brand new tasting room to yourself, and you basically will just let us know when you want it, and you can book it for a certain time slot. And what that means is what we were chatting about yesterday was that, my gran was round, and there was myself and my mum, and we're sitting outside and we're our own little bubble and stuff. And if we want to go out for dinner as like a family, that's fine. We're sitting at a table. If we want to go for a drink after, when you go into like a bar and stuff, people are going to be a bit like, when alcohol gets thrown in, people kind of forget the rules and stuff. And I don't want to put people at high risk in that situation. So having a space that's completely reserved for you is our idea, so that you can come into the bar knowing that you
enjoy
can go
that
upstairs.
kind of bar experience, but
knowing that you're not going to be bothered or feel uncomfortable by someone maybe crossing the line a little bit. So that's our thinking. 15th of August is not going to happen for us. We're going to let a couple of weeks go by. Sorry, 15th of July. And I think start of August, if things are going the right way, I think we'll maybe look at reopening. So that's our thinking there. In the meantime, we've been doing these events sort of every 2 weeks. So the next one is going to be on the 17th of July, which is a Friday night.
Yeah.
What we're thinking now is that during lockdown, it was great. Wednesday night kind of broke up the week a little bit for everyone.
Everyone was off, and
yeah, everyone was off. It was
good
and bad. You've kind of got to take the positive and negative of the whole situation. But I think what we're realizing now is that a lot of people are kind of going back to work. So we'd like to keep doing this, and we'd like to keep the numbers up, and we're enjoying it. I think hopefully you guys are enjoying it. But we're going to move it to Friday night now, just so that for people who are working Monday to Friday stuff, this might be a nice end of the week, fortnightly kind of treat. And if that carries on, then great. And if not, we'll maybe reduce to a monthly thing or not. But we'll just see. If you guys keep supporting it fortnightly, we'll do it. I think once a week's way too much. We can't do this every week. And I don't want to. I think it's quite special doing it every fortnight. It's nice.
Totally. It gives us time to come up with new things.
I look forward to it. I know I do.
I definitely
you do as
yeah,
well.
sure.
So in the meantime, for us, we're doing drams delivered. So we've launched a new thing on our website where all our stock from the bar has kind of been discounted, and we can post all our drams around the UK and basically the test tubes you guys have got today. So we can do that. And I think good news. You're slightly different to me, but you've had some good news last week.
Yeah, last week we opened our doors again, which is very exciting. We have been closed but doing deliveries this entire time since lockdown, and we actually last Thursday opened the doors again. So that was very exciting, and it was so lovely seeing all the local faces, and it's been a lot of fun. So we're opening sort of Wednesday to Saturday at the moment, and potentially Tuesday to Saturday, just depending on how this week goes. We're just kind of constantly changing, but it's lovely to get into kind of a bit of a routine again and be able to do something. So
you're open 10 till
3. 10 till 3. Yeah, 10 till 3. So that's quite exciting.
Biscoff, hot classic rings,
hot sugar rings come out the fryer. Biscoff donut.
It's good, right? But I've gone through every stage of lockdown. I did Joe Wicks for about 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Then I went drinking for 2 weeks, decorating for a week and a half, barbecuing for a week.
Yeah.
There's been more unhealthy things than healthy things. Yeah. I thought, great, when we open up again, get back to work, it'll be great. I'll get back into good routine. My routine now is wake up, go and get a toastie from you, chicken and chorizo toastie, hot donut and a coffee. And I'm like, that is not helping this whole situation right now. But
it's good. It's good for the mind.
It's good for it's nice. Not good for the waistline, but good
Nobody
for everything
cares
else.
about the waistline.
Yeah. So I think that's pretty much us, guys. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I think all the comments have been pretty positive and stuff. So thanks again.
If you have any questions, let us know. If we haven't replied to you at the moment, just give us another little message or
just drop us a message. Tickets for the next one are up and live now, so they don't normally hang around. So fire on there and get them. And thanks again for supporting. Hope you guys are enjoying the drams. We're going to clock off because I feel like I'm just rambling now.
Yeah.
I know. And
cheers.
Yep.
Thanks
cheers,
for joining us, guys.
Slans. We'll clock off.
I'm going to enjoy this.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.